Question 3 on the practice exam is about indexing, and so we've got some data here in a table, and it wants us to use 1999 as the base year. So that's right here. And so we need to calculate the index for each of the 5 years we've got here, 1999 through 2003, with 1999 as the base year. Okay, so in an index, right, we're going to index things to a base year. The base year is going to be 100. Okay, so we know that, but how would we calculate that? Right, so the base year is going to be some number over the base year, in this case 3010, right? And so this is always going to be, our base year is always going to be the denominator, and then the year we're calculating is going to be the numerator. Okay, and then we multiply by 100. Should be 100. Okay, and then so if we're calculating this base year, right, I mean, we know that it's going to be 100, but the way we would do that is 30.10 over 30.10 times 100 is going to be 100, right? So that is our base year, the index. So that's what we're going, everything is going to be measured relative to that base year. All right, so then if we're going to do the second year here, 2000, that would then be 30.50 over 30.1 times 100. I can't get my hundreds right here. Okay, times 100. I'm running out of room. Okay, so 30.5 divided by, we say 30.5 divided by 30.1 is 1.0133 times 100 is then going to be 101.33, we'll say. We'll round that up, so 101.33. That's a 0. Let me just make this a little bit bigger here. And maybe that'll work easier for us, or easier for me to write it in. All right, so this should be 101.33. Then we'll do the same thing here for all of the other years. So we'll say for 2001 now, we'll say 31.70 over 30.10 times 100. Okay, and then that will be 105.32. Okay, and then we'll just do the other two here. So then 32.5 over 30.1 times 100. Okay, and that's going to be 107.97. And then the last one, we'll just do that same calculation again. 34 divided by 38.1 times 100 will be 112.96. Okay, so there is our index. And so in effect, then we can say how large a difference there is from the base year to our other years. Okay, and so that's the next part of the question here, is asking that. So part B, well, actually there's a different part in part B versus part C. So if we look at those together for just a second, it says in part B, using the index you created, calculate the percentage change in hourly wages between 2000 and 2002. Okay, so this part B is asking for 2000 and 2002. Okay, so that's one thing, or one way of looking at it. And so that's the percent change between two values, not the percent change from the base year. So there's a different way of calculating part B than part C. I'll show you part C because that's easier to do. If we're just comparing between the base year 1999 and 2002, the difference then is going to be 107.97 minus the base year, and that's going to be 7.97%. Okay, that's a 7 there. All right, and so that is part C. Okay, so that's pretty easy. Anytime you're comparing to a base year, you can just subtract one from the other and get the difference. However, when you're comparing between 2 years within the index, you need to do that slightly differently. And so to do that, let's just move down a little bit to get more room. Okay, so we've got what, 2000 and 2002. Okay, so to do that, then what we're going to do is then we take 2002, which is 32.50 minus 2000, which is 30.50, over our first year here, 2000, which is going to be 30.5. So in this case, right, our denominator changes because we've got a different start point, which is 2000, rather than our base year of 1999. So then this becomes 32.5 minus 30.5 over 30.5 is, and then multiplied by 100, I forgot that part, is going to be 6.56%. Okay, so this part is 6.56%. So the thing that you want to look out here, or look out for here, is when you're not using the base year as one of your 2 points that you're measuring between, you're going to need to use this kind of calculation to calculate a percent change. Because if you were to just say subtract one from the other, you would get a different value, right? If you were to subtract 107.97, subtract 101.33 from 107.97, you would get a different answer. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're using the right formula to calculate the differences, and so you got to read the question carefully for that.